Hello, everyone. Can I get a thumbs up or something in the chat? Make sure you guys can hear me.
I can hear you.
Very good. All right, well, welcome in. I'll go ahead and get started here. I'm going to actually address this quick here. We had our very own Corey Milliman was going to be presenting this today, but he unfortunately had to step away for an emergency. So I'm excited to take over in his stead and talk about maintaining Copilot momentum with you guys. My name is Evan Stevie. I've been in the modern workplace for over a decade and with concurrency for the last 3. There are also some additional excellent concurrency resources on the call present here today as well with me that will be able to assist with some questioning on the side and add additional commentary where needed. So you might be hearing from them as well. So I'm excited to talk with everyone about maintaining Copilot momentum. With that being said, let's get into it. Does anyone have anything right out of the gate before we get started? Saw a few hands earlier. I think that might have been from what I might have just addressed. So we'll get started here. Right. Tab next slide. There we go. All right, so as an overarching view here, before we get into the nitty-gritty, today we'll be talking about maintaining Copilot momentum by leveraging both built-in and custom Copilot agents within the Microsoft stack. So before we jump in, what are Copilot agents? Copilot agents are specialized AI assistants that you can build and customize within Microsoft Copilot Studio to perform tailored tasks, answer specific questions, automate business processes, etc. They utilize Copilot's backend and tailor the interactive experience by grounding those responses in selected data sources that you choose. It also uses business logic and natural language instructions to basically make it as simple as possible with a low to no code implementation, which is really great. So it's built using Copilot Studio, which is formerly Power Virtual Agents, if you guys have ever heard of that. It's customizable personality and knowledge using natural language prompts, can get to business data through SharePoint, Dataverse, even external APIs. It can perform actions like querying databases, submitting forms, and running workflows. And embed into Teams, websites, Power Platform apps, you name it. So we're not going to jump into all of the specifics there. This is more of a basic kind of introduction. I just wanted to get that out of the way and kind of talk about everything it can do without getting into specifics on some of those, but we will touch on the surface level and how easy it is to get into it and get started. So with this slide here, we're talking about now what do? They enhance your productivity and efficiency. Copilot agents take on mundane and repetitive tasks, freeing up your time to focus on more strategic and creative endeavors. And by automating routine activities, such as data entry, scheduling, report generation, these agents help you accomplish more improved accuracy and consistency in tasks. Now, human error is an inevitable part of manual tasks. Copilot agents, with their precise algorithms and data processing capabilities, ensure a higher degree of accuracy and consistency in your work. This reliability is particularly valuable in fields that require meticulous attention to detail, such as research, customer support, and project management. But I will mention a very large caveat with that is that at the end of the day, Copilot and Copilot agents at the end of the day are your assistants and they're not your replacement. So with this, even though Copilot agents can help you do all of this, you still are ultimately responsible for that end product, and you want to review anything Copilot comes up with because they can hallucinate and things can happen where you're still responsible for the output there. So always be careful about that. So it's personalized assistance tailored to individual needs, which basically means Copilot agents provide personalized assistance. You talk to it in natural language. It offers suggestions and solutions that are most relevant to your tasks. And this tailored approach enhances the overall user experience, making work more intuitive and less cumbersome. All right, tab, next slide. All right, and these are some examples of agent templates in Copilot. So these are just examples of pre-built agent templates available in Copilot Chat. These are a great way to get started quickly, especially since they can be launched with the @ mentioning the agent in a conversation or open a conversation with that agent directly from the side panel in Copilot Chat. I'll just go over these pretty quickly. So writing coach gives feedback on writing, helps adjust the tone, and can translate or assist with writing tasks. Idea coach helps users brainstorm and organize thoughts. Prompt coach guides users in creating better prompts for Copilot. That one actually highlight that one. That is my favorite template agent for Copilot. It is incredible, and it really helps people bridge that gap between asking questions and maybe not getting what they want out of it from Copilot, and then knowing how asking prompt coach to say, this is what I'm trying to do, and I need to get something back from it. And it'll tell you to say, oh, you want this output? Here's how you ask Copilot for that. And it's really great in just improving the quality there, which we'll dig into a little bit more too here in a brief minute. Moving forward here, with the career coach offers personalized career guidance from role exploration to skill gap analysis and transition plans. And the learning coach breaks down complex topics and provides learning plans and practice. And then visual creator helps users generate images and videos. These templates are ready to go and can be customized or extended depending on your needs. They are baseline agents that work out of the box that you can tweak yourself as well. It's a great way to get started. All right, next slide, Ted. All right, so here's some examples of agents that can be created in Copilot Chat, which we'll actually dig into how this is done in a little bit, but this is the overarching view here. This slide highlights examples of custom agents that can be created in Copilot Chat using the Agent Builder. Once built and shared out, users with access can easily add them by selecting Get Copilot Agents from the right side panel of Copilot Chat. So the onboarding buddy is a good example here. It helps new hires by guiding them through onboarding, training, and scheduling meetings. Resume reviewer compares resumes to job descriptions and scores them based on qualifications. Contractor legal review automates document review, finds key clauses, and checks for compliance. Research assistant pulls in relevant information and internal databases to support productivity. And then for the last one here, policy search provides quick answers to questions about company policies. All of these are practical use cases that bring real value by saving time and improving consistency. All right, next slide, Tad. All right, build agents in Copilot Chat summary. So here are the steps to basically build an agent in Copilot Chat. I know that those screenshots are probably can't read them, but this is just the point is to kind of give an overarching idea of what each step is doing, and then we'll dig into each one a little bit as we go here. So that first slide here, that first screenshot is accessing agents through Copilot Chat and going to create a Copilot agent from the right pane. The next step is defining your agent's purpose, basically what you want it to do and what it should be called in natural language, which is the key thing there, making that all very accessible. This third step here is connected to your organization's data, like specific internal databases or business documents that's relevant to the agent's purpose that you want. And then the next step is to set the agent's behavior using natural language. This includes things like tone, style, and how it should assist. And then the next step is customize it further by reviewing or adding instructions, starter messages, or actions. The next step there is publishing the agent once it's ready and tested, and then you can share it across your organization for others to use. And finally, you can invoke your agent by using the @ symbol to mention them, and or just straight up opening up a conversation with that agent in the Copilot Chat side pane. The entire process is designed to be lightweight and very approachable, even for non-developers. So even the most custom ways to build a Copilot agent are made to be accessible and not code heavy. My colleague Tab actually here has been helping me with the slides, has recent experience doing exactly that. Tab, do you want to speak briefly about your experience with building a custom Copilot agent?
Yeah, hi everyone. And not to give a super plug for the 12 o'clock session, but I'm going to be sharing and with my coworker on how we've even built these sales agents through Copilot to help enhance our sales process. But I think, and I know you're going to go through all the steps on how to do it. I'd love to hear in the chat how other people have already built agents. But the first thing is just reimagining or just having some imagination and creativity of what are the questions I'm asking every day? What are the things that I could use some help with? and leveraging the natural language, leveraging already the prompt coaches that are out there to build agents and just have some fun and play around with it. So it is basically this 8-step guide already if you have the right licensing and get it out there. But it's been a lot of fun and very easy to use. But having the creativity to think about what problem you want to solve and what things you're asking questions for, documents that you're looking at every day, using these steps, and then continuing to fine tune and leverage the prompts to help it be more productive.
Very well said. Thank you, Tad. Appreciate that. All right, next slide. All right, so just to kind of put some use cases on display here to start trying to maybe get you guys brainstorming or kind of seeing how different ways that Copilot agents can be utilized, whether they're the built-in ones or written from a template or even just started completely from scratch. So these are just some examples. I'll go over them briefly here. But again, this slide highlights how agents can be tailored to different business functions by connecting directly to each site's content. For example, in customer service, agents can pull the service knowledge base to reduce resolution time and give faster and more accurate answers. A sales example would be they can reference product catalogs and proposals to help reps pitch the right models and alternatives. In finance, agents can analyze reports and offer cost-saving recommendations and speed up processes. In marketing, they reduce time to market by providing quick access to brand guidelines or audience insights. In HR, agents can help onboard employees by streamlining training and policy access. For legal, they boost consistency by helping users review contracts with built-in criteria and summaries. And in IT, they can improve user satisfaction by answering questions or helping identify feedback trends for product planning, or you can even create a level 1 help desk agent that tries to solve maybe frontline tickets by referencing an internal IT knowledge base. But the key takeaway here is that each agent is scoped to the SharePoint site's content internally, so users get focused, relevant help without having to dig through files. We know how our users are always reading their emails and all the documentation, right? So I can simplify that a little bit there. So, all right, Tab, next slide. Thank you. Did we go back one instead of forward one? That looks familiar. All right, one more forward, I think, Tab. Yeah, there we go. Very good. Awesome. Okay. All right. So, Writing Coach, this is revisiting some of our initial tools that we were talking about earlier that are already available for deployment. Now, as we look at these example built-in Copilot agents, I want to acknowledge that you can also utilize Copilot chat for much of these purposes that we're talking about with agents. However, these example agents, whether they're built in or custom, are purpose-built and optimized specifically for their tasks. So you're going to see better ROI depending on your need than just using Copilot chat for everything. Although technically you can, I did want to acknowledge that before we jump into these. Because that is something that typically comes up. So let's look at the Writing Coach. The business challenge that Writing Coach addresses here is the challenge of speed versus quality. Fast, effective written communication is essential for decision making, professionalism, and clear records, but it often takes time to get right. That's where Writing Coach stands to help. It provides personalized feedback to improve clarity, grammar, tone, structure, etc. It's great for anything from rewriting an email to translating a piece of text or drafting a blog post. The impact is simple. It saves time, improves writing quality, and helps teams make decisions faster. All right, and then next we've got Idea Coach. Go ahead and hit that slide, Tab. And thank you. This slide focuses on the Idea Coach, another purpose-built agent that supports creativity and innovation. The business challenge Idea Coach hopes to solve is fostering creativity, which is critical for staying competitive and meeting evolving customer needs. Without a steady flow of fresh ideas, you can risk stagnation. Inspiration isn't unlimited, nor can it always be called upon at will. An Idea Coach can really help with that. It helps teams brainstorm, organize their thoughts. It's useful in areas like product development, marketing campaigns, team building, or even process improvement. Some of the main impacts include helping teams generate more ideas, improving product design and marketing, and of course, strengthening creative thinking overall. All right, the next is Prompt Coach, one of my favorites. Thank you, Tab. The slide talks about Prompt Coach, which helps users get better results out of Copilot by improving how they write prompts. Side note, this is an excellent and very good starting agent to deploy in your organization if you're implementing Copilot across your org. Prompt Coach does an excellent job to bridge the gap in getting users to be experts and getting high quality output from Copilot in all scenarios. The main challenge is that Copilot works best with detailed, specific instructions, but most people aren't used to talking to a computer that way. Prompt Coach helps bridge that gap and makes interactions with Copilot smoother and more effective. It helps users improve their prompts, troubleshoot when results aren't coming back as expected, and even learn prompt engineering basics. So what's the impact? It speeds up time to value with Copilot, improves prompt success rates, and enhance business processes by helping teams get more precise and useful output. All right, Tab, next slide. All right. The Career Coach agent is designed to provide personalized support for individuals on their career development journey. The Career Coach agent helps people reflect on their growth, set goals, and then take action in a consistent and structured way. It helps specifically with self-assessments, especially for performance reviews. It helps goal setting by suggesting specific and actionable steps for development. It helps with personalized guidance tailored to the user's role and aspirations, as well as continuous improvement, which encourages the growth mindset over time. The overall impact, it helps boost employee satisfaction and reduce that turnover, both key outcomes for HR and leadership. All right, moving on to Learning Coach. Very good. The Learning Coach is designed to support individuals in skill building and continuous development, very similar to the Career Coach here. It helps people grow efficiently by giving them access to the right learning paths, resources, and motivation to improve over time. Specifically, it helps by creating personalized learning paths based on skill level and career goals, supporting skill development with practical resources and exercises, encouraging continuous learning by surfacing new opportunities and trends, and then finally enabling goal tracking to measure that learning progress. The impact is very similar to the Career Coach, really just improved employee satisfaction and reduced turnover through that meaningful development that the agent helps foster. All right, next one here, Visual Creator. Thank you, Tab. The Visual Creator is designed to help users quickly generate high quality visual content using natural language. Visual Creator helps by creating visual assets quickly, whether for presentations, reports, or marketing, without needing a designer. Visual Creator helps specifically in three main ways. Number one, it produces professional looking visuals from just a text prompt, perfect for those without those design skills or even those with design skills that need it faster. It improves efficiency by letting users describe what they want and generate multiple options almost instantly. It also boosts accessibility, allowing more people across your org to create quality visuals without expensive tools or outsourcing. Overall, it improves creativity, speeds up content creation, and reduces dependency on external design support. One caveat I would like to mention for the image creation and honestly image creation in general with Copilot is that image created with these tools are not guaranteed to be copyright free. While there are many built-in safety nets to prevent this, in most cases it will. In some very specific scenarios, Copilot may generate images that either closely resemble a specific art style or a celebrity or work of art based on how it's prompted. That can get through, and it's just something to keep in mind, especially kind of on the HR and the leadership teams at your org, to just keep in mind that that's something to consider when you're creating imagery with Copilot. Although it's pretty darn good at never doing that, it's possible. So just want to call that out. But yeah, overall, when using Copilot in general and AI, you're always responsible for how you use the final product. Very good. All right, next slide here, Tab. Thank you. So this is starting off, these next couple of slides are going to be talking about, unlike the previous ones we were just talking about that were already templated out, built-in agents, this this is the first slide on our custom agents and just examples of how you can make a custom agent. Now, to be fair, these examples we're going to be showing are fairly simple. But they illustrate very well on how you can get a purpose-built custom agent for a very specific need fairly easily. Like pretty much everything we see on the screen right here for these next following agents is basically all it needed to get working. So with that in mind, I'll jump right in here. So this is an example of contract review. It focuses on how you can custom build a contract review agent, which is designed to assist legal teams by automating the review and analysis of legal documents. You can see the ingredients on the left side here of the slide. It's written in natural language on how it's built and how it's instructed to function. Pretty simple and upfront. The goal with this custom agent is to help teams quickly identify key clauses, ensure compliance with legal standards, assess risk, and provide concise summaries, all while making sure nothing important is overlooked. It's configured to respond in a friendly and professional tone, pulls content from SharePoint sites, and containing contracts and review instructions. The prompts and setup are focused around real legal workflows. For example, you can ask it, quote unquote, can you identify the key clauses in this contract? Or, quote unquote, does this contract comply with our legal standards? Ultimately, it's about speeding up legal reviews while maintaining accuracy and consistency. All right, Tab, next slide. Here's another custom example here. We got the policy searcher. This slide highlights the policy searcher, a custom agent created to help employees quickly find answers about company policies. It's designed to reduce confusion, save time by centralizing information like vacation days, remote work policies, workplace conduct, and health and safety guidelines, etc. You get the idea. The agent communicates in a friendly and professional tone, pulls its responses from a SharePoint site where the company policies are stored. It's a great example of how Copilot can help streamline HR operations, making policy information more accessible and cutting down on repetitive questions to the HR team. Similar to my IT example from before, where you just feed it a knowledge base, you set it up in natural language, and then you can set that in front of between the user and the team so that the team gets less of those kind of questions in theory. All right, Tab, next slide. Awesome, onboarding buddy. Here's another custom. This slide showcases the onboarding buddy, a custom-built Copilot agent designed to help new hires feel supported and integrated from day one. It's built to answer questions, recommend resources, explain company culture, walk employees through their first few weeks, etc. Whether it's listing mandatory training or helping someone find their timesheet, this agent keeps things moving without relying on manual HR support. It communicates in a friendly and professional tone, like the ones we've been looking at already, pulls information from internal SharePoint sites with onboarding resources, et cetera, et cetera. You can see the trend forming here. The goal is to make the onboarding more efficient and more consistent, reducing first week friction and freeing up time for HR. All right, let's do the next example tab, the research assistant. Very good. It's another custom example. It's designed to help teams access and retrieve research materials efficiently. Connects to a SharePoint site where research content is stored, allows users to ask questions based on their specific area of interest, saving time and making relevant insights more accessible. It's particularly useful for teams who rely on internal research, competitive analysis, or industry updates and want fast access to the right materials without searching manually. You can see on the design of this agent on the left, the tone is set to be friendly and professional. It helps to improve both productivity and consistency across research workflows. All right, next slide. Very good. This one's about identifying your SharePoint agent's target scenarios. This is kind of this slide walks through an example use case to help you think about and brainstorm how to align an agent to a specific team's needs. In this case, we're looking at someone in sales enablement whose job is to equip the sales team with the right tools and resources to sell more effectively. The goal is to minimize the time reps spend searching for product info or recreating client-facing materials. By using a SharePoint agent built around this curated library of customer stories, case studies, proposal templates, etc., we can streamline that process. Success is measured by seeing positive trends in how sales teams are using the content and reducing time spent chasing down that information, ultimately helping close more deals. Next slide, Ted. Here's a use case scenario. So the next couple slides here will be use case scenarios. We won't jump into too specifically, but kind of just an overarching view to get an idea of how we can use these agents. So here's a use case for customer service. The challenge here is digging through knowledge bases or documentation slowing things down and negatively impacting the customer experience. By using a SharePoint-based Copilot agent, customer service reps can quickly retrieve triage steps, see the most common questions in their support category, get fast access to consistent answers and customer insights. This leads to faster resolution, better first call resolution rates, and the ability to identify root causes and improvement opportunities, ultimately driving higher customer satisfaction and loyalty. You can see on the right example there, the agent is asking to summarize Q2 customer complaints and provide a resolution for each. And there you have it. That's going to save you some time. All right, then. Next slide here. We got another use case scenario for sales. This use case centers on sales, where the challenge is enabling deeper engagement at scale. Sales teams need quick access to relevant materials, insights, and tools so they can spend more time with their customers and less time digging through systems. To your point, this particular agent would assist by simplifying how sellers search for sales content, accelerating customer research and pitch prep, responding to RFPs or creating personalized offers, and surfacing the most effective materials and insights for each situation. The outcome, reps can interact with more customers, respond quicker, pursue more deals, all of which leads to higher close rates and stronger pipeline performance. All right, next example, Ted. All right, another use case scenario for finance, where teams handle large volumes of data across various systems, making manual analysis time-consuming and error-prone. The challenge is turning that data into actionable insights efficiently. And the way the agent can assist is, one, assisting with day-to-day tasks like audits, reporting, and collections. Number two, enhancing communication with vendors and improving billing workflows. And number three, integrating with ERP or other systems to surface key data without needing manual updates. This ultimately helps finance teams optimize operations, lower the cost per analysis, and streamline the tooling, all while freeing up time for more strategic analysis. All right, the next example is for marketing. This use case highlights how an agent can support marketing, where the challenge is creating high-impact, personalized content across diverse audience segments. Campaigns today involve multiple teams and tight deadlines, and the complexity often leads to missed opportunities or inconsistent messaging. And the agent here can assist by assisting with campaign planning, strategy, and specifically content creation. It can help by gathering and distributing product feedback. It can help by supporting launches and campaign tracking. This, again, similar trend here, frees up marketers to focus on strategy while the agent handles information sharing, content suggestions, stakeholder alignment, et cetera, the list goes on. It also helps scale marketing operations while maintaining message consistency. All right, we got a final use case here going on for HR. I mean, you guys can see a trend here, but this final use case highlights HR, where the challenge is scaling expertise across the org. HR teams are often stretched thin, but they're still expected to deliver personalized experiences and drive engagement while also managing compliance and onboarding. The agents can help by automating and personalizing onboarding, training, and policy support, analyzing employee data to better target retention and engagement efforts, giving employees self-service access to consistent answers and resources. The impact is twofold. It reduces HR's manual workload and gives richer insight into how employees interact with HR content, helping the HR teams themselves focus more on the strategy and employee experience. All right, so those are our use cases here. Next slide, Tab. To wrap things up, here are a few ways our teams can support your Copilot and agent adoption journey. First, we offer a Copilot adoption and momentum assessment, helping you understand where you are today and how to move forward securely and effectively. Next, we can run a Copilot Studio discovery session where we to walk through the anatomy of an agent or even help you explore building a network of agents. We also facilitate executive AI envisioning sessions to align Copilot with your broader business goals. And finally, if any part of today's event resonated with your team, we can also bring the event directly to you, tailoring sessions to fit your organizational needs. You can also scan that QR code to explore more about the Virtual AI Momentum Summit and take the next steps with us if that's what you're interested in. And as far as that goes, either Tab or Brian, do you guys have anything else you want to add, or any other commentary that you think is might be useful for the group here?
I don't think so. I thought you covered a lot of the great scenarios. I don't know if we want to open it up to either questions or look at the chat for some that might have already not been answered.
Yeah, let's take a peek here.
Brian, anything from your side?
Not a ton from my side. I mean, a lot of the Copilot Studio stuff I'm going to talk about a little bit later today.
Well, if we don't have any other questions, I think the next session, which is Tabitha's session on using Copilot and AI in sales, starts at noon. So you can join us back at that point. The link there, again, is for the survey. In that survey, feel free to give us feedback, ask any questions if we didn't get them answered. And then we have these various complimentary CTAs we can help you with as well. So if you take a few minutes, feel free to fill that out as many times during the day as you'd like. Otherwise, thank you so much, Evan, for hopping in.
Wait.
Oh,
Yeah.
we have a question.
We have a couple. I wasn't watching the Q&A. I was watching the chat.
Me either.
Yeah.
I just opened that up. So thanks, Mark McKinney, for putting those in there.
Yeah, Mark had a couple of questions. First was, can you create an agent that pulls data from D365 F&O? Evan's not answering, so I will. Yes, you can. In fact, the seamless integration between D365 and Copilot Studio is one of the great benefits of using that as a platform, and it makes it very easy to do. The other question that Mark had was,
before you jump over to that one, I definitely, Mark, would want to know like what types of data or what questions you want answered, because there might be different solutions too, but absolutely an agent can integrate with Dynamics, and like Brian said, but I think just digging a little deeper of like what you would want answered, how precise it needs to be, who needs to get access to it. Those would be some of the next things of like, is it an agent? Is it something else that should be built or done to help serve the needs of your business?
Yeah, and to piggyback on that as well, like D365 has its own Copilot as well.
Yeah.
So if you are a D365 user, there are options for you to have a specialized agent that's already built in.
Yeah.
And then the other question was, how was the customer complaint agent published to customers? And do you tie it into a customer portal? And if so, how is that done?
You got that one, Brian?
Yeah, so I'm not sure about the example that was described, but so I actually tie a little bit of this up in my presentation where we're going to be talking about Copilot Studio apps, and it's kind of a nuance. There are, with Copilot Studio, there's ways to publish that and have the agent available in a public way. But there are some considerations that I go into a little bit of detail in my talk as well, because it's not as trivial as you would think. But you can publish it using a couple of different ways to serve that up as either an endpoint, or you could embed it in something like Power Page Portal inside of the Power Platform. We have a question in the chat. Have you seen any field service related agents There was also some questions around Confluence and ServiceNow. I did address the ServiceNow one. So ServiceNow also is investing really heavily, not just in like their own tool and having AI and agents available there, but in the interoperability of the platform as well to be play nice in the sandbox with Microsoft. So quite a lot of options. When you browse through the marketplace for Copilot, I mean, there's just thousands and thousands. It's hard for, I would say it'd be hard for you to find a platform that doesn't already have something in the marketplace that allows you to bridge in some of the use cases.
Any other questions? Oh, all right. We'll see you back for the next session. Yeah, please share your feedback and thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks
Thanks, everyone.
everyone.